Hi, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Yetta, and I am so happy that you're here with me today. I'm going to start out with this cutting board that I thrifted, and I'm going to darken it up just a little bit. It's a little too light for my taste, um, but I'm just going to do a little bit. So I just add a little of antique wax on my mat, and I'm going to use quite a bit of water to water it down. The more water I add in, the lighter it will get. I really like the wood grain in my cutting board, so I don't want to put any paint on it, and I didn't want to darken it up too much. So you'll see here, but I keep adding water, and you can see the color of the wax kind of lights up a little bit the more water I add. And once it gets on the cutting board, you can really tell how light it really is. So we're just going to darken it up a smidgen. So I'm going to brush it on, and then I'm going to wipe the excess off. And I'm going to do that to the whole cutting board, front and back and sides. And you see, we're just darkening it up a smidget, and that's all I wanted, just a little bit. And I love that stain that this created. That is like perfect for what I need it for right here in my kitchen area, which is where I'm going to display it. And I just keep applying and I keep wiping off. But if you like the darker wood, you can just add the antique wax without lightening it up with water. Just don't use any. So here I'm going to go in with Redesign's New Mold Bloom of Eternity, and I'm going to use the one I just already prepped with some baking soda, I believe I used. And I'm just going to warm up my clay here in my hands, and then I'm going to put it into my mold. And then also today's video is part of a collaboration that's called Hello Summer, and it's hosted by Christine at Divine Designs, and the co-host is Danielle with Schoolhouse Rudd, and the guest host this month is Brandy with the DI Struggle. The links to their channels will be down in my description box along with the playlist, so make sure you go check everybody out. Alright, so here I keep going with my mold. I'm just working in section, and then I'm just kind of moving my clay around where I have a little bit of excess, and I'm just using my fingers to move it, and then the palm of my hand just to kind of press it down to make sure I get all the neat little designs and details of the mold. And whatever that's in excess, I just kind of swipe it off with my finger, and then put it back in my little packets there. And here I'm making sure it's down flat, so I have a flat backing to it. I got words. And here I'm just going to very gently release it. And I'm just going to fold my mold back a little bit at a time. And then I'll go in, if I have a little bit too much clay around the edges, I'm just going to go in and cut it off with this little tool right here. And I'm going to go around the whole clay image right here. And then I let it sit for a little bit before I start painting it. Actually, I think I let it sit overnight. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some paint here, and it is Toasted Marshmallow by Apple Barrel. And I'm just going to give it one coat, and I just love this part of the banner. I'm kind of making it a bit more vintage, so I think it's a nice vintage color. So I'm going to go ahead and paint that. And then I'm going to start with the roses. I'm going to use a fire coral. And then for the leaves, I'm using Kelly green. And then there's some other small flowers in there that look like daisies to me. So I'm painting those with ivory, and the middle part with, I believe it's moon yellow. And for the smaller leaves and flowers right here, I'm using a very fine tip brush right here, just to make sure I can get down into all the little crevices of the design right here. And then once that's all done and it's all dry, completely dry, I'm going to go ahead and give it a coat of clear wax just to seal it all in. And I'm just going over it very lightly, but still making sure I'm getting down into the little crevices of the designs right here. And then I'm going to let that sit and dry completely. And then I'm going to go in with some antique wax. and I'm gonna go over the whole thing. And I use the clear wax just so I have a bit more control over how much I wipe off of the dark wax. If I don't use the clear wax, I'm having a hard time wiping off as much of the antique wax that I would really like. So I found this is the way that works for me personally. And then once I've added all of that, I'm just going to go in with a damp paper towel and just go ahead and wipe back. And then it kind of have that nice aged look. And if it becomes too light and I wipe a little bit too much off, I can always go in with some more antique wax and then, do the same process. Add it in there and then wipe it off as much as you want. But I think this kind of worked for me, gave it a nice aged look, and you can kind of tell, in the folds of the band and on the flowers that it's there. So now I'm going to attach it to my cutting board. As you see, I already got a bow and a flower there, but I end up taking that off because it does not go with this at all. Um, so I'm going to take that off and do something else. And I also wanted to give a shout out to my sweet friend Nikki over at Touch by Time Atelier. I'm using quite a bit of the stuff that she sent in a little goodie box that she sent me with some crafting supplies, and I'm using some of that today. So I want to give her a shout out. So make sure you go check her out. She's really phenomenal in her crafting area. So thank you, Nikki. Appreciate it. So here I'm just using some multi-purpose glue, multi-surface glue by Type Bond. And I just add that to the back, spread it out with my fingers to make sure I get out to the edges. And then I'm just going to go in with a brush and kind of wipe off the little bit of glue that kind of seeped out from underneath. And then once I've done that, I'm going to go in with these little stamps. I picked these up at the thrift store as well, and they've never been used. And I only paid a couple of bucks for them. So I'm going to go in here and pick out my letters. And then I'm going to go ahead and start stamping it on to the banner of my clay mold right here. And as you can see, we're going to spell out the word summer. Like so. And then we're going to go in and work on this whole mold situation. I mean, not the mold, the bow. So here I'm going to go in with some burlap, and I'm also using some of that fabric you see in the back there, and I'm just going to just pull some strips off, and I'm going to use some raffia too, and then I'm just going to start making a messy bow. At first I have the raffia in the front, but I changed that. I'm going to put it in the back. I had a fight with this raffia. I actually had to take a break from using it and come back before I had it all together. So it was so messy, and it just wouldn't do what I wanted it to do. But it worked out at the end. So yeah, I made a messy bow, and then I wanted to make a bow with the striped fabric to place on top of everything. And I think that kind of looked really nice. And here it is, all finished. Let me know what you think about this one. I think it's a nice little um, summer cottage vibe to it. It gives a cozy feel to it. That's what I think, at least. But here, let's go into project number 2. I picked up one of those little wood chests from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to take it apart. I'm just going to use the lid and the chest itself. I'm not going to use the hardware, but I am going to save it. I'm going to put it to the side. So here I get 2 pieces out of this box for, is it $1.25? I believe it's still $1.25. Versus if you get a box on its own, it's $1.25. And I need 2 boxes, so that would have been double the price. So I figured this is where I'm going to save the buck. So this is what I'm doing, taking it apart. And it's really easy to take apart. It just has some really small screws. So if you want to save it and reuse it, just make sure you put them away like right away because they can disappear really quickly. They're that small. So yeah, I got my 2 pieces and I'm going to figure out how to put them. And I want to put those little holes at the bottom where the screws were so you can't tell. And then I'm going to use some of the Type Bond multi-surface glue just to add a little bit to the edge. And then again, I'm going to spread it out with my finger and then add the top piece like so. And then I'm going to let that sit and dry for a while before I move on to the next step. And then I have these resin pieces right here, and I'm going to go ahead and start painting them. I'm not going to show the whole thing. It's just you paint whatever colors you want, the different pieces to it. And I just sat for a while and did this. It was very relaxing and just kind of being in the zone. It just felt great. Just sit there and paint and not think about anything and just be in your zone right there. Anyway, so here I'm gonna go ahead while my castings are drying. I'm gonna go ahead and stain my little box as well, and I'm gonna do the top, the bottom, the front, the back, the sides. The only thing I do not do are the areas at the bottom of each box, like that little potted, I don't know, I don't know if you call it the lid, but it's the bottom part of each piece that I'm not gonna do. Then I'm going to go in with this little tumbling tile block. Is that what you call it? It's like a little wood block from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to add that to the bottom of my box. And then I'm going to go in with some reindeer moss. And I'm just going to add that to those areas that we did not stain. And then I'm going to add it in there. I just want to make sure that sometimes with the stain, antique stain, glue doesn't really adhere very well. So I just want to make sure that it does here. So that's why I didn't paint him. I'm just going to cover it up with the moss. And then I'm going to add my little birdhouse right here. And then just cut off a little extra excess that's sticking out. And I think this little piece is just so cute. And I think it's perfect for a cottage decor. So then I'm going to put my little nest at the top. Just want to kind of measure out. And then I'm going to add the reindeer moss first. And I'm just going to cover up that whole piece right there. And then we'll go ahead and add the nest up to the top. So it kind of looks like it's up in the tree. I'm just using a little bit of hot glue to the back of it. And then I decided to give it a little bit more dimension, so I'm adding a little bit of the reindeer moss around the nest area. Kind of gives it some texture to the nest and the leaves and yeah, the whole thing. Gives it a nice little vibe. And then we're gonna put our little birds out here that's sitting on a branch, and I've thought putting it right there in between the two boxes along the edge would look really cute. It's like a 3D look to it. And I think this is like really super cute. Let me know what you think about this one as well. So let's move into project number 3. And I have this little star wood cut out. And I'm going to go ahead and cover that with the toasted marshmallow. And I'm giving it 2.5 coats all the way around just to make sure I got it all covered, especially with the print on the front. And then once that's dry, I'm going to go in and give it a coat of Mod Podge. And I'm not going to let the Mod Podge dry. I'm going to work with this while it's wet because I want it to give it like an old worn look to it. So I don't mind my napkin wrinkling up or having bubbles or anything like that. It kind of adds to the charm of, a vintage age look. And you see my toasted marshmallow paint matches the napkin perfectly. So that's why we're going to use that as the base coat. And I'm just very gently moving my finger across just to press it down very gently and move it around. And it has some wrinkles in it, and I am okay with that. And I'm going to do the exact same thing to the back of my star. Usually I prefer the iron-on method, but for this particular piece and for the look I was going for, I'm going to use the Mod Podge wet. And then once I've done that and let that sit for a while, I'm going to go in with my emery board right here and just sand off the excess napkin all the way around. Then I'm going to go in with some jute twine right here. I'm just going to wrap it around twice. And then I'm just going to tie it off in a double knot in the front. And then I'm also making a shoelace bow with another piece of jute twine. And I'm going to add that um, to where the knot is of the wraparound. But before I did that, I decided to go around with Tim Holtz. I think it's dark walnut ink right here to distress the edges. And then we'll put that little bow on there. It's like a nice, quick, easy shelf sitter, but I think it's absolutely adorable. And I love the little butterflies on there. I think it's so pretty. So yeah, let me know what you think about this one as well. And you can see my little wrinkles in the paper right here. It kind of adds the charm. So here's a look at all three of them today. And I just love the vibe that it gives. I love them, which is good because they're going to stay in my home. If you made it all the way to the end of the video with me, thank you so much for sticking around with me. And don't forget to check out that playlist down in my description box. And if you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking, commenting, and hyping my video as well. I would really appreciate it. Until next time.